Welcome to TransySports.com, gearing up for the 2017 Transylvania cross country season. I'm joined by still a pretty fresh coach in his own right, first-year head coach here at Transylvania of both the cross country and the track and field team, Taylor Throckmorton. Taylor, thanks for your time today. We're going to get to know your cross country team a little bit here and in the coming months, but we're in the first week of practice, doing media day today. With the first couple of practices in the books, what would you say you've learned about your team so far?
Yeah, the first couple, it's been great so far. We've gotten a lot to know each other a lot better. We took a trip down to Red River Gorge on the same day as the eclipse, so we got to watch the eclipse from out in nature. We've done a lot of team building kind of stuff. So the team's awesome so far. Everything that we've done has been about me getting to know them as runners and as people. I want to be able to coach the whole person and not just the athlete. And so we've been doing a lot with just familiarizing ourselves with each other. Nothing too crazy so far with the workouts, just pretty basic, and getting ready for some competitions. First one's next Friday. So.
Now, this has not only been a heady and sprint of an exercise in terms of you getting to know your players, but your players getting to know Taylor Throckmorton. For a lot of people out there, this is still somewhat breaking news. You've been here for about a month and a half to 2 months now. Yeah. So what would you tell people about Taylor Throckmorton in terms of your background, what happened before you got here, and what brought you to Transylvania?
Yeah, well, I my previous 2 coaching stops, I was at North Central College in Naperville, Illinois, outside of Chicago. I was a recruiting coordinator and assistant coach there, and we won 2 national titles while I was there.
Not shabby.
It's one of the most successsul programs throughout history, and before that I was coaching at my alma mater, which is Allegheny College out in Pennsylvania, I was an assistant coach there for both cross and track. And coming here, I was really looking for a school that I believed in the mission of the school, not just the program, and I think that Transylvania hits on a lot of the puzzle pieces that I was looking for in the team, and that's excellent facilities, it's a supportive administration, and it's rigorous academics, and it's in a location that's phenomenal. Being in Lexington, as you know, is an incredible city, incredible place to be. So what I saw in Transylvania was a school that we could be successful, and we had all the puzzle pieces to build a championship caliber team. And this is a school that people want to be at. And that was, for me, that was one of the biggest pieces, is I just felt like I was supported here, and I felt like this is a school that we could really build a high caliber team at.
Now, you're still in the relatively young stages of your career, but you've been at some very impactful stops along the way already.
Sure.
What have you taken from each of those stops, and how do you plan to impart them in the next step as you look to build this program and take it to the next level here at Transy?
Right. Well, I learn from everyone that I'm around, whether it's coaches from other schools or mentors that I've had, and I had the real honor of working with some great coaches at North Central. One of whom was Al Carius, who was pretty objectively the best coach in Division III track and field and cross country history in terms of his success. And the one thing that I really took from him was the importance of developing the relationship between the student and the athlete. And he used to say that the worst program believed in is better than the best program not believed in. And that for him, the biggest thing that he always tried to do was to show his athletes that he would take a bullet for every single one of them, and every single one of his athletes knew that. And that's something that I'm trying to really bring here, is that relationship and that trust between the coach and the athlete. I think that is the number one thing, even beyond the exercise physiology of what we're doing on a daily basis. If that underlying trust isn't there between the coach and the athlete, then I think we're missing a huge part of that, what we're trying to do. So that's one of the biggest things that I've learned.
Now, you have an interesting collection of characters coming back into the fold for both your women's and men's cross-country roster this season. A lot of freshmen to get excited about, but for the veterans in particular, who are some that you've leaned on so far that have offered you support in return in terms of helping establish the culture of what you want this program to be?
Right. Well, a couple names that pop right off the top of my head. Liz Deaton is our senior leader on the women's cross-country team. She's been the top distance runner for a couple of years now, and she's going to be a huge impact person coming forward. So she's been a real standout so far. Rebecca Factor and Sadie Middleton have both been impact people and definitely returners to look out for. On the men's side, we do have some really great freshmen coming in. Logan Hopper is a multiple-time state qualifier in Kentucky, and he's going to have a really successful career here. And then we're returning some upperclassmen that can really help establish that leadership, help those incoming freshmen get comfortable with college life, with adjusting to living on their own and having a more of an adult lifestyle. So it's going to be a great dynamic, and we're really going to work on just establishing our team culture and building up that aspect of the program.
It's been a busy time since you got here just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, and the pages of the calendar are turning very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Before you know it, the schedule begins. Talk about the first couple of meets we can look to, and what do you hope to discover about your team, and maybe just about the overall landscape of cross-country running here in Kentucky, as well as the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference.
Yeah. Well, these first couple meets, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, we're really trying to get to know each other. So we're going to, learn race strategies, talk about, what we're doing throughout because a lot of the high schoolers are coming in and going up a distance. So they're used to 5Ks, and now the women are running 6K, men are running 8K. So we're going to kind of introduce them to these new race strategies and get them comfortable with the longer races. And going into the mid part of the season, we're really going to try to develop those team dynamics of racing in a pack, helping everyone come along and try to minimize the gap between our first runner and our fifth runner, because that's a really important concept in cross country, is pack running and having a low score. So those are going to be the big things that we're working on.
The last question I want to ask you is kind of fun, because I think metaphorically it mirrors your sport, but
Sure.
What are your, both short terms and then looking ahead, your goals for the future, not just 2017, 2018,
Yeah.
but all the way down the road here?
Yeah, well, big thing, we're trying to, bring in some bigger recruiting classes, get some numbers in. So we're going to be looking to kind of jump up some spots in those conference rankings the next few years. 2 years, 3 years down the line, I think that we have, going back to what I said earlier, we have all the puzzle pieces here to have a championship team. So we're going to be looking to bring in, some impact kids that want to be a part of a growing program, kids that want to be, develop into their college careers and not just, come out of high school and just kind of be a part of the team. They want to lead a team. They want to be impact people in the conference and in the nation. So, that's a big thing of what we're going to do and try to get our team up to that championship level.
All right, well, it sounds like a very compelling and exciting season ahead. You can follow all the adventures of the Transylvania cross-country women and men's teams online at transysports.com. The schedule again begins on September 1st as the Pioneers venture down to Berea College, and a lot more action on the way to follow after that. Follow us along at transysports.com. Coach Throckmorton, thanks for your time today,
Thanks
and
for
good
being
luck
here.
on your first trek here at Transylvania.
It's been great. Thanks.